Hey YouTube, it's Grace. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite and least favorite paintings and then kind of just talking about them, about why I like and dislike certain ones, and maybe what I could do better in the future. I also just kind of wanted to reflect on my art within the past year, as I have made a lot of paintings and I kind of just wanted to look over some stuff. I think we should start off with favorites because I want to start on a positive note. I want to start with my skull underwater painting that I put where my chalkboard used to be. I've made that design several times now and I usually really like it, but for some reason just seeing it like huge on my chalkboard, or at least what used to be a chalkboard, was really cool to see. Something else I really enjoyed was looking at it as a side-by-side comparison, because I actually made that specific design as my first ever real Minecraft painting in my closet, and I painted over the old one, but just looking at them together I think was really cool because it was a direct side-by-side comparison of how my art skills have changed over the years. Another thing I really like about this painting is just how cool it looks with different colored like LED lights. Like this is it under different lighting and I just think it looks so awesome. Another couple of my favorite paintings are the Cave Town and Lovejoy album covers I've made because they're also pixel art. A little overexposed, so I think I'll just put an actual picture, but these two were just so fun for me to make because I love the colors and I love the music and it was just great. And as you can tell, I have quite a few album covers decorating my room now, and I've painted all of these and I just think that it really adds some character to my room. Moving on to a least favorite, I feel like it's time I do one of these. This very specific painting that I made a few months ago, I just really am not a fan of. Similar to the skull underwater painting, I've done this design quite a few times, but for some reason the proportions in this one just turned out really weird, and I also just feel like I was rushing on it. I made that painting this summer when I was starting to struggle with like tendonitis issues because I was painting way too much, and I just had this deadline in my head that I needed to finish it by. I don't know why. So I feel like I could have done a lot better job, but also it was okay, so I don't hate it. Another least favorite is definitely the iron door that I painted in my basement. This is for kind of a similar reason to the other least favorite, in that I kind of rushed myself and I didn't add enough layers of paint and I just feel like it looks messy. You might not be able to tell very well from the picture, but in person you can just tell that the paint needs another coat and doesn't necessarily have as much color variation as the true door has, and I feel like I could have done a better job on it. This door is definitely one of the things that if I had the magical ability to pause time and just work on a bunch of things, that would be one thing I hit first. This oak door that I have in my basement looks pretty good, except the clouds in the windows are at a really weird angle, so I wish I could fix those too. But on a more positive note, the door that I have in my room currently is one of my all-time favorite paintings. I love it so much. I originally painted it in, I think, November of 2020, but I repainted it so it looks like this now. I did that back in August just because I felt like the paint needed refreshing. Over the past year or so, I've done a couple painting commissions for my friends as well, and those are some of my favorites because one, I love painting things for my friends and it makes me feel so nice when they support me, and two, they have really creative ideas and I love bringing them to life. This first one I made about a year ago and it was like the Spamton Mona Lisa pose painting. I thought it was so cool. And the second one was actually the last video I posted, which was a Stardew Valley commission for one of my best friends. I love sending them updates as I work on them and just seeing my friends' reactions when I give them the painting. It's just so wholesome. This next one I definitely don't hate, but if I had to choose a least favorite of my album cover paintings, it would be this one. This is the MXM Toon one, and I really love this album and the music, and I love the colors that I used, but I kind of suck at anatomy and I don't have that much practice, and I went into this painting way more confident than I should have. If I was going to redo it, I would probably study my reference a little bit more before I jumped straight into it, and definitely practiced anatomy beforehand. Another one of my all-time favorite things to do is to take photos that I've taken on my actual camera and turn them into pixel paintings. This one was a photo that I took on a road trip a couple years ago, and this one was one I took at a concert. And both of those paintings are completely original pieces to me, and I have attached them with memories, and I just think that they're really cool. Definitely not biased though. Another thing that I really like about having those original pieces is that I'm able to sell prints of them. I've had a lot of people ask me if I can sell Minecraft prints, and there are some rules that I have to follow with making those kinds of paintings, so I cannot, sadly, to my knowledge at least. But if you would like to get a painting print from me of one of my original pieces, I'll have my Etsy link in my bio. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I've made a couple of space painting videos, and those are simultaneously my absolute favorite and least favorite. I think that they are so pretty and I love making them, but sometimes the trust the process moment is just so stressful. Like I made this one at the end of summer or early fall, I honestly don't even remember. And I really like how it turned out, but I just remember being so stressed out by all of the processes leading up to it because I feel like I didn't love it until the very end. And this one was actually a very recent commission that I did, and I liked it, but I felt self-conscious over how it turned out for some reason. But every time I showed it to someone, they loved it. Like I sent a photo to the person who who commissioned me and they loved it. I showed it to my mom and she loved it. I showed it to my best friend and she thought it was the best painting that I'd ever made. And I guess that just goes to show that sometimes we're our own worst critics. Maybe I just stared at it for way too long. I don't know. I liked it, but it just stressed me out. Another painting that I really enjoyed making was the Minecraft creeper painting. I've made this one once or twice now, I forget, but I just really like how simple it is and it's really easy to sort of replicate. Also, for people who are specifically wanting like a Minecraft painting to make a Minecraft reference in their house, I feel like that painting is one of the most known ones, also because it just has a creeper in it. This next one I expected to be less of a favorite than it is, but I kind of surprised myself. This is like the Bold and Brash painting from SpongeBob, and I actually really like how it turned out despite it being totally different from my usual art style. I had someone reach out to me on Instagram asking if I could make it, and I was nervous at first and I was a little stressed, I'm not gonna lie, because it's not pixel art, but I decided to give it a shot and I really like how it turned out. And to finish this video off, I want to do one final favorite, which is going to be my Minecraft block wall. I had so much fun doing that series. I did it on TikTok, and every single video I would have people comment what their favorite Minecraft block was, and then I'd like paint one of them in the next videos. I got to interact with a whole bunch of people that followed me on there, and they were just always so happy if I picked their block, and that made me really happy too. And I eventually started getting comments of people being like, hey, that looks like Stampy's inspiration wall in his lovely world. And so I was like, you're right, it kind of does. Or more than kinda, it really did. And some people were suggesting that I post a picture of it on Twitter and tag him in it, and so I did, and then I ended up getting added to the Love Garden by accident. I remember finding out about it because I had no idea that that was gonna happen, and I was at the gym and my best friend FaceTimed me, and I was just on the treadmill and I pick up the FaceTime thing, and she's like yelling at me that I got added to the garden out, and I was like so excited. I think everyone around me probably thought that I was going insane, but it was great. While I haven't watched his content for quite a while now, when I was younger, I watched it religiously and I loved those videos so much, and they were just such a core part of my childhood. And then seeing that then as an adult that I was added to the Love Garden was just kind of like a full circle moment for me. But anyways, I think that is just about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. I enjoyed looking back through lots of my old paintings and reminiscing about the many hours that I spent on them. If you're interested in seeing any of my other art that I've made or commissioning me, this is my Instagram and I'll have all of my socials linked below. If you want to commission me, just DM me on Instagram and we can work something out. But thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!